Hi there, and welcome to my video/rant about stream etiquette. Let me preface this by saying that I am not that guy who thinks he owns the river or has any more right to it than anyone else. I am the guy who, when he encounters another angler on a stream, will politely introduce himself, ask how your day is going, and then make sure that my movements and actions on the river will not adversely affect yours. If my plans are going to affect your plans, I can alter my plans. After all, you were there first. It's a gesture of respect and courtesy, and if everyone takes the time and effort to do this, everyone's day on the river can be enjoyable. I will say that in general, most people are pretty good on the river. I would say probably 2/3 of the people I encounter are polite and courteous because they understand everyone should be able to enjoy our beautiful rivers and fish. They chat quickly with me. We make plans to share the nearby water. The remaining 1/3 fall into two groups. Group 1, the selfish jerks who don't care about anything or anybody. These are the people who will cast right beside you, or are like the guide I encountered on the bow one day who had his client cast right over my line, which resulted in us getting tangled and me having to break off my leader and fly as they floated away. They are the people who will see you fishing a spot and wade right through, spooking the fish you were carefully stalking for the last 15 minutes. These are often the hot-headed types who are ready to pick a fight because, in their mind, they're more entitled to the water than you are. These are the intolerable types because there's no reasoning with them, and they actively ruin an otherwise great day on the river. Group 2 are the fishermen who are just plain dense and have no sense of others. As a mentor of mine used to say, common sense and common courtesy aren't that common. A bit pessimistic, I'll grant you, but there are those out there who just don't think. And while the actions of this group are still annoying, at least they aren't aggressive jerks like Group 1. I don't usually attempt to reason with either group. I just curse under my breath, pack up my gear, and hike as far upstream as I can of them. In general, I avoid the popular, busy rivers whenever I can, or I plan to fish them at times when others are less likely to be there, because I enjoy the solitude of fishing. Occasionally, however, I do end up on a popular piece of water where I will encounter other anglers, as I did in the following clip. On this day, I had gotten on the river very early, as I always do. I hiked a good kilometer or more upstream from the parking area to separate myself from people who would come later and leave unspoiled water behind me. I had been fishing this spot for about 10 minutes and was just about to switch methods when I heard footsteps. I turned and saw this guy, who looked right at me and then crossed the river and started fishing immediately ahead of me. He never spoke to me or even returned my wave. He just started casting. It's a great example of really poor river etiquette. Guy never even talked to me and he's walking in right ahead of me. Right in the hole ahead of me. That's about the worst river etiquette you could expect. To make it worse, he didn't just fish that spot. He fished every spot on the way up. He didn't skip any of the holes over the next 200 meters. And to my knowledge, continued to do so, leaving me no unspoiled water. Frick. I do believe from his body language that he was likely part of Group 2. But it still was an ignorant thing to do. So I packed up my gear and I jogged upstream. Hey there everybody, if I seem a little out of breath, it's because I am, because I was just, getting away from somebody with no river etiquette. I was fishing away and a guy just walked up ahead of me and started fishing the hole right in front of me. So I did what a proper etiquette following fisherman would do. I picked up my stuff and I put about 1 kilometer of water between myself and him, so that he's got some water to fish that's unspoiled, and now so do I.
But yeah, guys, when you're out fishing and you see somebody fishing in a hole, ask them which way they're going. Are they going upstream or downstream? Ask them how far they're going to go, and then maybe ask, I'm going to move upstream. Do you mind if I get a half a kilometer ahead of you and start fishing there? Would that bother you? Most people will say no. A half a kilometer is plenty of room. But boy, oh boy, it's just incredibly rude to dump in the hole right in front of somebody. So keep that in mind, everybody.